Rice pudding is one of my favorite dessert, and this is how you can make it Indian style. We will start with washing and soaking 1/4 cup of rice. I am using basmati here, but you can use whatever you have on hand. Usually a starchy rice is preferred for this recipe because it helps the pudding thicken. Now we will take 1 liter of full fat milk, but before adding that, I pour in about 1 cup of water into the pan. This water is added just to ensure the milk doesn't stick to the pan. The biggest problem while making rice pudding is that milk tends to stick and burn, and that burnt flavor can ruin the whole dish. Adding water in the beginning really helps prevent that. Traditionally, 1/4 cup rice to 1 liter milk is the gold standard, but you can increase the rice a little to cut down the cooking time since it will thicken faster. In this stage, all you have to do is wait for the milk to start boiling. This will hardly take a few minutes. Try to keep the heat on medium, but if you are in rush, you can raise the heat. Just stay close and keep stirring with your ladle. Otherwise, the milk will start sticking to the bottom. Also keep moving the fat from the edges of the pan, scraping it back in because this recipe is all about thickening the milk, and the more fat it has, the better it's going to taste. Try to use a heavy bottom pan as it holds heat well without burning the milk, and it really makes a difference. Once the milk starts boiling, take out around 1/3 cup of it and add a few petals of saffron. You can also use other flavors. Some people add vanilla extract or rose water. It's totally up to you. 4 to 5 saffron stands are usually enough, but mine is a bit old and weak, so I am adding a little bit extra here. Mix it with the warm milk and keep it aside. Next, drain the water from the rice and add it to the milk. Try to soak your rice for at least 1 hour as it makes it softer and speed up the process. For the next 15 to 20 minutes, we have to cook this together so the milk reduces to about half and the rice become fluffy and start rising to the top. This recipe requires a bit of patience since it's a slow cooked dessert, and you have to keep checking so that the milk doesn't stick to the pan. Keep stirring every few minutes just to make sure nothing is sticking. Also keep scraping the fat from the sides and mixing it back in. The thicker the milk becomes, the better it tastes. Keep doing this for a good 15 minutes and you will see the milk has reduced a lot. So after a while, once you get tired and want a change, let's work on our green cardamom. We need a pinch of cardamom powder for flavor, and for that I am crushing 4 fresh green cardamom pods. Remove the outer shell as we only need the seeds and grind them in a powder. You can skip this step if you already have cardamom powder, but freshly crushed seeds always smell so much better. Once the cardamom is ready, let's work on the nuts. They add a great crunch to the pudding and also boost the nutrition. You can add a handful of cashews, almonds and pistachios. You can also add walnuts, pumpkin seeds or raisins. Just chop everything lightly so they stay a little crunchy for more flavor. Once the nuts are ready, let's add everything to the pudding. First I will add the green cardamom powder. Then I will add the saffron milk, which gives the pudding such a nice aroma. Next I will add all the nuts, and now we are going to cook everything together for another 5 to 10 minutes until everything is soft and well cooked. This recipe tastes really great and you can keep it in refrigerator for 4 to 5 days easily. In the end, we just have to add a sweetener. Usually plain regular sugar is added, but you can use jaggery or date. I think plain white sugar tastes best, so I am adding 2 tablespoons here, but I prefer it lightly sweet. If you have a sweet tooth, you can increase and adjust it as per your taste. And with this, my rice pudding is totally ready. The milk has reduced to almost half, and you can see how much our milk has reduced since we have started. The rice has become fluffy and start coming to the top, and that's your indicator that this dessert is ready. This pudding will also thicken a little more as it cools, so you can turn off the heat now and let it cool down a bit. I personally like it cold, so I will wait for it to come to room temperature and then I will move it to refrigerator. Let me know how you like this recipe and check out more Indian recipes on my YouTube channel.